Hi, I'm Tammy Fontana with All in the Family Counseling, and today I'm talking about a case study, which is kind of a grouping of a bunch of typical clients that I will see. People are coming into me with communication problems, and often couples are coming in because they'll tell me how they really aren't able to understand. They feel like they're not communicating, they feel like they're not being heard, and they keep having the same repetitive fights over and over. So, how do I help these clients become effective? One of the things I clarify clients is the power with which I help clients is not listening to each other's side. That would be sort of mediation, where they think they'll tell me their side and the other person will tell me their side and I'll rule. And that's more mediation. What counseling does is I help them understand how complex human communication is. And so I'm actually providing a framework to help them learn how to communicate effectively so that they don't need to come back to me or to rely on family members or a mediator. If you always need somebody else listening to you and helping you to translate what you're trying to get across to your spouse, then you always need another person in your marriage, and that's not going to be a good thing. Counseling is about providing people with tools and skills to be effective and solve their problems. So, one of the things I help people understand is how complex communication is, what it is, and what it isn't. We're constantly communicating. One of the things people think is communication is just words, but a larger part of communication is behavior. We say more with our behavior than with what our words. And communication problems arise when somebody says one thing and does another, and then we'll have big fights. Typical thing is I'll have spouses where they're always intending to do something. They'll say they'll be home at 7 and show up at 9:30. They'll say they'll be home going out with the guys or girls at 1:30 a.m. and they show up at 3 a.m. And this creates huge fights because what they say doesn't match their behavior. And they're often communicating their intention. So I'm helping people align their behavior to what they're saying. Another part of communication that makes it really complex is that words are symbolic. We as couples, even though we're married and maybe we love each other and we're in love, our words don't have the same pictures behind them. A real typical example is fun. Everybody says they want fun. Let's do fun, 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 fun. But what happens is we never talk about the picture. So one partner in the couple says, yes, let's have fun this night. And for them, fun is staying home on the couch and watching movies. And the other partner's idea of fun is going out to the bar and maybe have a few drinks and seeing friends. And so couples really don't take the time to tell and discuss the pictures behind the word that they're using, and then they go ahead and do it, and they have a fight because you said you wanted to have fun, and now you're not doing my picture. And the other person says the same thing, and they fight because they didn't match pictures. The other part of communication is even if we talk about our pictures, I don't want your picture. And you don't want my picture. And now people will say that's a communication problem. That's not really a communication problem. That's a problem-solving problem. I don't want what you want. And there's no magical words I can string together that's going to make you want what I want. So that's not a communication problem. That's a problem-solving problem. And I help people find better ways to use communication effectively to solve that problem. And it isn't compromise. Again, compromise becomes a communication problem because compromise is me telling you I want something that I don't actually want in that moment. What I want is peace. So I'll tell you what you want to hear, and I may or may not do it. So that's a pretty complex one. And so compromise is a communication problem that's often an attempt to avoid conflict, but it sort of kicks conflict down the road. The last part about communication, which makes it so complex, is whenever we're communicating, especially when we're getting into territories about values, whether that's parenting, how we do fun, what's appropriate behavior, how much time we spend together, this becomes highly emotional. And it becomes even more emotional when I see that you don't want what I want. And so couples being able to regulate their emotions, not getting too upset, too angry, too frustrated, too jealous, the more I have stronger emotions, this will affect how well I can hear what you're actually saying, how well I can engage in problem-solving skills. So I'm often helping couples learn how to manage and regulate emotions so that what's being said can be heard, processed, and understood. So as you can see, communication is a very complex issue, and I'm helping couples learn how to understand what it is and how to do it more effectively. And I'm also helping them distinguish between communication issues and problem-solving issues so that they can be really effective, feel understood, and feel closer. And when you have good communication and you're feeling closer and understood, you feel loved, you enjoy being with each other, and obviously this helps with your sex life. So for more information on how counseling can help you, please visit my website. I have a lot of articles. You can go to allinthefamilycounseling.com and read there, or send me an email, or send me a WhatsApp message to Tammy at country code 6590307239. Thanks.